Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Happy Thursday. It's time for a new stream. And it is our weekly call number 92. I'm your host, Jen McEwen. Thank you so much for being here on this fine Thursday morning or evening, depending on where you are in the world. I'm going to bring on stage Christopher. What's up, Chris? Oh, you're on mute.
That's okay. You guys got what I was saying from the hand waving.
He was saying, yeah, we could figure it out. And then we have Jesse coming up. We also have a very special guest. We got Timia.
Hey, Tim. Hey, Jess.
GM. Good morning. Good morning.
Adam's brothers are here.
That's right.
I was going to say we have the smart one and the good looking one. Which is which?
Oh wow.
They're both. That's the trick. It's a trick question. They're both.
Who's the comic relief? Who's the good
one? What's up, guys?
What's up?
Happy Thursday.
Nice to be back home. This is my first live stream back home for 3 months.
No, it's crazy
nuts.
Wait, is it really?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. So actually,
I was about to say this is the first time we've done it at the normal way. Like feels like we're getting back into like the normal time, normal spots for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It kind of does. Yeah. And guess what? I don't know if you guys noticed. Went live 5:30 UTC. We're live. We're talking. We're doing good, guys. March is starting off pretty good.
We're live and talking. March Madness is live and we're good. Yeah.
All right. Well, Tim, we're happy to have you here.
Thanks.
It's always nice to see you.
Appreciate it.
There's like no real agenda. Tim, you're with Jesse, so we're like, get on the live stream.
Yeah, I just hadn't seen my brother in a long time, so I wanted to visit. And also just like work together is fun sometimes. So
yeah.
Except when he's bossing me around.
Wow, I need to step back a little bit.
That's okay.
I'm like huge compared to you.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny as long as Tim leans back at the same time. It's like a cool comic routine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Laurel and Hardy or Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
I would go with Tweedledee and Tweedledum with these two.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have it is our 92nd weekly call. We're inching week by week to the 100th call. We still have to think about what we want to do for that. Hey, Areka, good to see you. The special guest, as you see, is not Rocket this time. It's Tim with his super cool D Pioneer.
Yes.
Kitty cat, space cat. Our country of the week, or I guess region, is the Caribbean. And of course, we're going to talk about the UpRock.AI engine. Hey, Drew. Good to see you. All right. Well, let's get into the agenda. We've got the Creator Week. We've got the Caribbean Week. We've got a creator program for UpRock.AI. There's some on X. We asked you about your AI tests. Let's talk about the UpRock.AI engine, some product updates, and then we're going to get out of here and get back to work because it is a very busy month, isn't it? It
is crazy busy month. It's going to be an awesome month. Last month was pretty awesome. End of Mountain Dow, but yeah, it's good. We got ambitious plans for March. So
yes, there's a lot going on. I feel like we say that all the time, but it really truly is. It's also so exciting because we try to ship something every week, but this is like big shipping. All right, so first up, it is the Caribbean Week. Drew asked, should I be wearing a Caribbean outfit? I probably should, but I made that goal for myself that I was going to wear something for each country or region of the week every week, and we didn't realize how expensive that was going to be. And I don't have a lot of closet space, so I'm back to black. Just black. That's so. I don't even know what would Caribbean clothing outfit be. What would that be like?
I think it's just shorts, Hawaiian, Caribbean looking Hawaiian shirts.
I'm pretty sure that it's Tommy Bahama.
Tommy Bahama. That's what I'm saying.
That's the brand.
All right, Margaritaville. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that our friend Peter from Barbados is going to be like, you guys are so wrong. Anyway, greetings, Peter Griffith. I feel like that's got to say that in Peter Griffith's accent too. From Family Guy.
Hello from Peter.
Hello, Peter.
I paid.
Anyway, Caribbean, in the Caribbean, it is your week. If you are in the region of the Caribbean, so that's Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, the DR, Dominican Republic, Bahamas, and all the islands in that area. If you are physically there in paradise, you get double your earnings this week. That started on March 2nd. It goes on until March 9th. And there's nothing you got to do other than keep UpRock running in the background. And your earnings just get doubled. You just got to be there. Man, what a great place to be. Like, not only are you getting double your earnings, you're also in paradise.
Presumably there's a cold Presidente sitting somewhere nearby.
Yes. Yes. Nice, which I assume is a beer?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I was going to say coconut juice, but yeah, beer.
And there's Stripe.
I'm sorry. Who told you about a drink and you think it's coconut juice? Just try again.
I know what happened to me, Chris. I used to know this stuff, but I'm not drinking that much anymore.
Yeah,
No.
well,
maybe I need to go to the Caribbean. That's why. I'm in Seattle. Actually, there'd be all these reasons to drink in Seattle, but I should be in the Caribbean. Anyway, guys, if you are in the Caribbean, you get double your earnings. What are some things that we like to do? We like to say here. There's some things that you can do to improve your earn rate.
There are indeed.
Very, very great to do in general, but especially if you are in the country of the week because you double your earnings. And that would be Rocket Booster. So when you open the app, go to the Rocket Booster sheet. You can see it on the top earning card. Just tap that. It will take you to Rocket Booster and it will show you things that you can do every day to boost your earnings. And those are generally answer surveys, invite friends, play games, and you can answer as many surveys or play as many games as you want. If there's a reward with it, the reward is always going to be a UPT reward plus a earnings rate boost. So you can do as many as you want. I recommend you do them as many as you can, especially if you have surveys in your region, because they're very fast and very, very easy to rack that up. Anyway, do that. That will give you a boost on your earn rate that can last anywhere from a couple of hours to a couple of days. So you have until the 9th. So might as well get started on that.
Yep, awesome.
Other things I also recommend is to turn on notifications so that if there's any interruption in your earning, you'll get a notification that tells you to manually restart the app or just open the app. You can also install the home screen widget so you can see at a quick glance what your earn status is, if you are actually earning, and what your earn rate is.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. So we say this every week.
In between beers, just take a survey. It only takes however long your next beer takes to come. That's about how long a survey takes.
In between Presidentes, right? El Presidente.
In between Presidentes, yeah.
Yes. Which is great advice for beer or actual presidents. Just drink beer.
Technically, yes. Well, it depends on the country, but anyway. Moving along.
Well, we always ask this because Christopher is our flatfoot. He travels around the world, or he did before he got little kids. But have you ever been to the Caribbean?
I have definitely been to the Caribbean. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Presidente from personal knowledge.
Do you have any stories that you can tell us that are safe for our work?
Yeah, I mean, I just I used to a former gig. We had some customers down there in different places, and sometimes people would actually there was one of the places where I went to a couple of places that are often considered like wow, amazing destinations, right? And I was talking to somebody right after I got back from one of the islands. They're like, "Oh my God, that's so amazing! That must have been great." And in all honesty, it was great. But I did not spend the entire time that I was there at a beach. I spent the entire time I was there at a data center right next to the airport in like a little industrial park, which was great because they had cheap bars and really good food where like locals ate. But definitely it was, and the thing is, it's actually awesome. Like most of the Caribbean islands are pretty awesome, even away from the tourist areas. And maybe that's part of the problem is a lot of people just stay in the tourist areas. But it was a very different experience for sure. Other people, lots of beach pictures. Me, lots of data center pictures.
Is Cuba considered part of the Caribbean? Is that part of the Caribbean?
Well, that starts to get into a very complicated geopolitics thing that I'm not sure I'm equipped to bite off right now. But I believe, now I could be wrong here, I believe that the island of Cuba, whatever that island, is geographically part of the chain of islands that makes up the Caribbean.
I've heard from people who've been to Cuba that it's like stepping back in time. Like all the cool old cars and like the bright colored, but like it's like really cool. It looks picturesque. Yeah. But anyway, it's not about Cuba. It's about the Caribbean. I want to go see it someday. Be a bit of Caribbean.
There's a lot of great. There's a lot of great places there. You've got, got the DR, and then you've got Puerto Rico, both of which are pretty big geographically, and then you've got countries like the Bahamas, which are big geographically but made up of lots of little pieces, and then you've got some of the like sort of small and distinct ones where it's like, nope, this just this island and that's it.
Where was that data center? Which country was that in?
That was in St. Martin.
Oh, what a cool spot to like visit a data center.
Yeah, seriously.
I know.
That was pretty fun. It was right next to the airport. That airport is actually that airport's actually right. That's the one where like you see a lot of those amazing pictures of the airplanes landing.
Yeah.
So obviously, since I'm a huge nerd, and the data center was right by the airport, pretty much every day when I finished, I went down to that bar that sits at the end of the runway and just had cold beers and watched the airplanes land.
Yeah, that's
cool. Wow, gosh, that sounds like paradise. One of these days, I'm going to go over there. But until then, guys, if you are in the Caribbean, what is the right way to say this?
I think you got both.
Caribbean, is it the same? Does it matter? I mean, I'm sure it matters.
I don't know.
I don't know which is the right way.
Either way.
Mailing it either way. Yeah. If you are in the meantime, since I can't be there, if you are there, please send some photos. Reply to us on X with some photos of your view, so I can live vicariously through you. Because I'm already seeing some of you in the comments, and it sounds like it's like gorgeous. So, would love to see it. Anyway, it's your week. You have until the 9th. And also, how cool is this photo? I think that Roz has been using these country of the week or region of the week images. So Roz is certainly
Roz has definitely become a real auteur when it comes to using these tools.
Well, you installed Nano Banana in our
Nano Banana 2
into our Slack, and so Roz has gone full speed ahead on that.
You know what's funny about when you try to prompt like a party scene with any kind of AI tool like this, and there's a lot of people, I always like to look through it because every once in a while one of the faces is like looking straight at you like a demon. Like it's like it's like a hidden the best, like just everything looks great and one just
oh god, just looking.
Or it's like, where's Waldo?
Looking this way, they're just looking back at you.
Yeah, just one's like not like one. Everyone's looking at the world, and one person not paying attention, just looking at you. Okay, and you're like, oh, ghost in the machine. Holy fuck!
New fear unlocked.
It's like Inception.
Huh?
Yeah.
Inception. Just one person noticed it.
Yeah.
But this one's getting pretty good. You can't see the demon in this one. It's like everyone's actually having a good time. All at the party. Yeah, focused.
They're having a good time. The AI is too busy having their party, and we could call him. They could call him Raise from now. Rise.
Good. That sounds like your DJ name, DJ Rise.
Okay, let's go on. Now here's another image actually he generated too. This was cool. He's getting so much better at this. So I use Midjourney and to get the doggy, and I'm very particular. I want a certain style, and then it just I end up like getting lost in the weeds in it, or stuck in the weeds, lost in the weeds with it. But this is Nano Banana 2, I believe, and this looks really cool. I think I might switch over to
part of I think why this works better is part of it is how we installed it. So we have an extra layer that like does the prompt expansion for you. So you have to do a little bit, because you remember with Midjourney, it was a lot of like you would give it like giant lists of keywords, and then you didn't really know how they all work together and stuff like that. So this is much more driven and directed. You can just kind of tell it what you want, and it actually does a first pass where it takes that and automatically like tries to infer what you mean, and then get the model to actually behave the right way. So there's like an extra layer of AI between you and the actual image generator, so that it's much more sort of straightforward and direct.
Yeah, it looks great. And also I love that it actually has like the copy looks good.
Mhm.
It's not like
Oh,
some
yeah.
weird alien
Everything's spelled right.
No,
room.
no alien writing.
Yeah. Well,
Excellent.
anyway, this is a great. So enough about the image, more about the content of the image with the reason behind it. This is about our UpRock.AI creator program. So if you are teaching AI, if you're building, if you're shipping with AI, doing anything with AI, we have a creator program that you might be interested in. You'll get
Yeah.
early access to the UpRock.AI products. You'll get co-marketing support. You'll get a direct line to the team, and you'll have a 30% rev share for the lifetime of every new customer that you bring over to us. If you are interested in signing up for our creator program, then we highly encourage you to join here.
Yeah. And
UpRock.AI/community. You'll see a link there to join the community or join the creator program. And we would love to hear from you.
yeah, with early access on new features too, what we'll probably end up doing a lot of it's like we'll invite folks to like do a walkthrough and kind of private demo the features, because we'd love for folks, especially if you're making video content. I think this would be and you're already doing like AI tool content. This would be a really really fun way to add some new tools to your content that I think your audience would love. And just want to say thanks to the folks who've already signed up. We've had over 40 people sign up since last week to the creator program, so that's pretty awesome.
Really cool.
Yep. And so that's continuing to grow. The traffic on the site's continuing to grow, so that's great too. But yeah, if you already create content, if you're part of Super Team, or if you're part of you have a YouTube channel or TikTok channel, if you're early adopter, you're making a lot of a lot of good content around on vibe coding tools, then we'd love to hear from you, because what we're building is pretty awesome, and I think you can make some really great content around the next stage of vibe coding, which is how do you actually take these kind of empty shell prototypes and actually make them useful daily.
How to put
using
data in
real
them.
data. Yeah, data is the fun part, because you can actually tag a lot of things. So the other day I saw a post that went slightly viral, and it was like something like a panic sellers, because Dubai is going through this issue right now with the war and all that. And so someone put up a site where they're monitoring people who are panic selling their condos. And that's a good example of they vibe coded the website. You can tell it's vibe coded. But then the real-time data is they probably set up some proxies and scrapers to just monitor listings and people who are putting stuff up. And it was just like a controversial but interesting example of like doing something really quick at the moment that is actually useful. And you can do stuff like ideas like that and actually spin something up really quickly that is actually can be useful. But data is what makes it useful.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And so if you're doing content like this, we'd love to hear from you. Easy to sign up. We're going to go through all the applications pretty quickly soon. I think probably by next week we should really do so. And then we'll reach out to you and introduce ourselves. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of great content to make. Like you said, like this, it's the era of vibe coding, or now with UpRock Insight Stacks Vibe Research. There's so much that you can make.
Yep.
And
I'm gonna show you something. So you guys have seen some of what the Insight stacks can do already, but I've got one of my first stacks to show off to the community as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
nice.
this is gonna be fun.
Sweet.
Yeah, we'll have Chris show this off a little bit later on when we go into product updates or about the UpRock engine or AI engine, but it's really cool. Very niche.
I was about to say it's a little autistic, but it's that's the whole point is you can make the data set that speaks to you.
Yes, you
one of
can.
the ones that speaks to me.
Absolutely. I love that. I love the self-awareness, Christopher. That's nice.
I mean, yeah, I know what I am. I'm awesome.
That is true.
Awesome.
Tell me, how do you feel about spoons and trains?
Spoons and trains? Not that autistic.
No, you're not that. Okay. You're artistic. Here we go. That's what Kirk says.
Nice.
Okay. Well, let's move on to so we had this did I share the link to the community thing just real quick, heading back in case you missed it, guys. To sign up, head over to UpRock.AI/community, join our creator program, and start. Let's work together on making some great content. And again, it's in addition to getting early access to products, getting marketing support with us and direct line to the team, you are also going to get a 30% lifetime revenue share per new customer, new paying customer that you send over to UpRock.AI. So
whether they're human or agent.
yeah, they bring it in
Yeah,
money.
as long as they pay.
As long as they
Yeah,
pay.
they're bringing money. You're taking some of that money, so please
Yeah.
give it a shot. All right.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next bit, we had a quick test we asked on X. We wanted you to ask Grok, Gemini, and ChatGPT 2 questions. 1, what sources do you trust for whatever industry you want to ask about? And then 2, ask it, why do they trust these sources? Because we're curious, why do these different tools trust the sources that they provide to you? And just see how is AI actually deciding what is credible, what's worth sharing, what is trustworthy. And so we asked you guys to share in your comments what you think or what your results were. So what do you guys, have you guys tried this? How do you guys feel
Of course.
about those 3? Which of those 3 do you think is the most trustworthy? I'm asking you guys.
Get us in trouble. You're trying to make us pick something. I'm not falling down that trap.
Can't really pick. I mean, it's hard to tell because sometimes I feel ChatGPT. I feel we all know ChatGPT is a kiss ass, right? So I don't really know if I can trust.
I mean,
it's great for some things, but sometimes I
it's
worry.
obvious that Grok has the best because of X and their whole community notes, because they have a real-time verification system of like people trying to like troll it, fake it. I mean, no other AI has that real-time social network constantly checking each other. So I think Grok over time is be better about stuff like just opinions and fact checking and it's obvious like it's obvious that it's not going to like say things that aren't real. Like they make such a point about it. Yeah. So there's certain times like, but then there's other things like not with the social side and political stuff that all the LLMs I think pretty good at. So it depends on the top. Actually, it depends on the subject. But if you're talking about like politics,
I mean, it
like
depends on the subject.
Real time, they have tied to a social network that can correct your stuff in real time. Everything else, like math, science, engineering, coding, it can vary. Yeah.
Well, I posted a tweet thread about this a few days ago, but for some of the design and engineering work we're doing, people have been going on about how great Claude Opus is, and it is. It is very. The new Gemini 3.1 Pro has actually got some really great engineering stuff, especially around like what I'll call logical inference. Like, hey, does this piece of code work, right? Work is a tough question, right? This piece of code compiles, it runs, it doesn't throw errors, the machine doesn't catch on fire. Those are all good things. But does this piece of code actually do what you think it does, what you want it to do every time? And Gemini has been proving really, really effective at that. So we've actually, started mixing it in. I think one of the things we're going to see going forward is right now, all of these models are fairly new. And so each time a new one comes out, it actually does tend to genuinely move the state of the art forward a little bit. And so you see a bunch of people shifting, I'm going to use this model, I'm going to use that model. I think as time goes on, what we're going to start to see is that for a lot of tasks, just like remember the graphics card wars, which have sort of come around again with AI, but certainly it was the case that when I was a teenager and stuff, every time a new graphics card came out, it like changed the playing field. And you knew you were behind. You couldn't buy every one that came out, but you knew you were behind as soon as that new one came out. And then, the state of the industry got to the point where actually any vaguely recent graphics card was going to be good enough for almost anything you wanted to do with it. Yeah, maybe some few people had very specialized use cases. They needed a specific thing, but most of the time, anything worked fine. And I think that's where we're going to see the models go. People who are working at the edges of what's possible, who are doing really complex stuff, are probably going to know the exact high-end models they need. But other than that, the regular everyday use case is probably going to be using a mix of different models and finding a provider who's giving you the right mix that's choosing the right balance of cost and performance. So it just depends. Either way, no matter what model you're using, you got to ground it with good facts. I think, Jesse, what you're getting at there is it seems like Grok is really it has a lot of ability to reach out and ground it with regular data. But once you plug the UpRock MCP, for instance, into some of the other ones, they'll do the same thing. You start asking them stuff. I think you've probably noticed this. As soon as you start asking it more complex questions, it'll start issuing UpRock research queries, because it'll go, well, I think, but let me confirm that. And then it'll issue a couple, and then it'll do that. And so that's where, we can all debate whatever maybe biases some of the models have baked into them. But the reality is, a lot of the questions you ask are going to rely on very either recent data or specific data. And if you ask the model a question about something recent, it needs to look up data. And if you ask the model a question about something super specific, it's like if you ask me a question about something super specific, I'm going to go look up some sources. Maybe it's about history. I'm still going to go check Wikipedia, maybe a couple other sources, and then be like, yeah, that's what I thought, right? But like, if you ask me some history question and I shoot from the hip, there's a decent chance I'll get some fact wrong because it's all sort of stuffed in there with all the other memories.
Yeah.
This is really interesting.
Go ahead, Jen.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'll say I think the other interesting thing here is this test is also not just about what the model biases are, but also how it's determining what sources to cite on the web. Which is important. So, we have with our deepened network, distributed network, we can not only verify if your coder is actually working, if your vibe coded apps actually work on a real device. That works amazingly. We actually got it working on OpenClaw and some of the agents. That's pretty cool. So we're going to announce that pretty soon. But you can do that today. If you want to add that to Claude or any tool, ask it to do a sweep of Solana.com or any website, and we'll do it, which is pretty awesome. But also around like the new SEO for AI is how do you make sure your site or your app is visible to all LLMs? And the best way to kind of understand how that works, what prompts lead to which research, how do they find the links, how do they cite it? Sometimes you can just ask the AI, hey, how do you determine which sites to actually look up, and which sources do you trust, and give me a reason why. And that's really insightful because a lot of times they want sites that don't look like totally marketing pages. They really prefer pages that are more like utility. And so that's a really interesting thing to know if you're writing blog posts all day long. Second is you want stuff that shows provenance. Like they definitely want to get great content or get content that looks fresh. And so some provenance matters. If there's no date, when was this last published, AI might not cite it because it's not sure if it's stale or not. And so those are really interesting questions you can be answered by just asking.
Or even worse, it might cite it and not know that it's stale.
Right. So sites that do all those things that actually are more about utility, know how to write the content for humans, but also for AI, help understand that things can be in more of a question-answer format because that's what these prompts are about. Also answer long-tail prompts and also have some provenance in there so you know how fresh the data is really interesting. And
So one of the responses on X to this post was from Pedro. Pedro, we see him in the chat every once in a while here, but his was I don't know what his topic or industry or topic of focus was, but its response of, well, how are you getting these sources? Where are you getting it from ChatGPT? Was number 3 was major reputable media, where they cross-checked current events on BBC, Reuters, and the New York Times. Which, depending on the topic and depending on your outlook or your perspective, could be like the worst places to, not reputable at all. Like there's been a lot of criticism from those 3. So it is interesting to see where it's getting it. But then the next question that one of you two said earlier, just a minute ago, was also, why did you decide that's why did you decide that's reputable media? And specifically, what are you cross-checking? What articles have you cross-checked? And when did you do it?
So it's just you're writing for the citation, not the click anymore. And so you don't actually think of landing pages, you think of them as training pages. And how deep and analytical can you get, or utility can you get? And that will actually allow you to just adapt all that hard work you're doing to create great content. Make sure it's in a way that an AI considers this as like a real source, a real resource for some subject matter. And so that's powerful. And also there's ways you need to structure the content, like and this is why our AI sitemap is so awesome, It's because you can literally, with one domain, with one URL, we can optimize your entire site to just be instantly more discoverable for AI in a format they really love, like literally Markdown. And Chris is gonna do a post about this, but Markdown is the new code. English language is the new programming language, and it really is true. And this, so like I said, this post will lead to AI sitemaps. So
yeah. Well, and speaking of AI sitemaps, so UpRock.AI is live.
nice.
And we encourage you. This was fun, actually. Let me just share.
Wait a minute. This one was just we actually went with this. This was just me showing off how to use the new image generator. I didn't know you actually liked this one.
I know. I feel like it's cool, but also makes me a little uncomfortable, like furry hands. But here it gets even better because let me show you the video. Which one is it? Here we go. Oh God.
Live stream today at 5:30 p.m. UTC. See you there. Live stream today at 5:30 p.m. UTC. See you there.
Wow.
Look at that.
I like the tail in the background.
The foam. Oh my gosh. So it just gets
That's a little uncanny. Yeah, I'm gonna go with uncanny for that.
I don't know. It don't look real to me.
It looks real to you. What, your dog doesn't drink cappuccino? And don't all dogs drink
Sorry.
cappuccino in the morning and aggressively tell you to watch the live stream at 5:30 p.m. UTC on Thursdays? But
Yeah.
anyway.
For a MacBook Pro.
Oh, that's true. He does have a MacBook.
Comic relief. Hey.
Yeah. He uses open paw. Anyway, so I had my whole segue about UpRock.AI is live. The engine is live. I got a little distracted by this odd dog, but go head over to UpRock.AI because everything we're just talking about, the AI sitemaps, as Roz just said, this will lead to AI sitemaps. You can create your own AI sitemap now with UpRock Verify. We also have a couple of we have a couple of tools that you can use for now and earn 5,000 credits that you can use later as more products get released. But we have things that you guys should go check out.
Yeah, I think let me pull something. Let me get one running real quick, and I can show you folks the difference. Maybe. What do you guys think?
Here, let me just
Yeah,
let me put it in here. UpRock.AI. Go check that out. I mean, it's so easy. UpRock.AI. And turn your prompts into live web data because it is the era of vibe research. It's the next evolution of vibe coding, now vibe research. And you can do this with one link with Insight Stacks. Turns your prompts into intelligent links that are living. But right now you could do an AI native sitemap. So AI can read your site. It's very simple to do. You can create a free one, and then you can also buy for more customization. You can also use UpRock Verify, which is our app, our Slack on Slack, and then you have the UpRock Crawler API and MCP. So really try all three of those. You earn 5,000 credits that you can use later for some paid products that you want to try. So I think it would be worth it. Also, you get bumped up the wait list for some of these products out. So
yep, and your UpRock.com account already works for UpRock.AI. It's the same account, so use the same email, because if you use the same email, we are tracking early adopters. Early builders get early rewards, which means there's badges and not just AI credits going to be in the prize pool, but we'll also have folks who are using the product, talking about. That's why the creator program is also about creating products, sharing content, and same with folks. If you're in early and you're trying the tools out, because these are not just for companies. Anybody who uses AI, you're adding superpowers to your AI doing this. So go in there, try it out. You're going to win badges. You're going to win rewards for UpRock credits. 5,000 AI credits right now, but also some UPT badges are coming too. So I'll show you. Let me just share my screen real quick, and I'll show you guys what's up. Okay. All right, hopefully I don't have to restart my. Okay, cool. You guys see that?
Yes, we do.
Yes. Okay. All right. So if you go to UpRock.AI, you can see you'll actually see a whole section called sitemaps. So you can do a preview if you want, but if you log in, you can get a full version of this. So I already created a few for like Solana.com, Bitcoin.com, UpRock, and I just started creating one for Coinbase. So it turns out when you have a whole distributed network and you want to kind of do vibe research and talk about a data set you want, we use our UpRock community, the UpRock network, to find the data in a deep way that you can trust and you can get, and you can do it recurring. And so it's real time and recurring. This is very important. On any kind of data set you want, whether it's for restaurant recommendations or for for travel or for AI and crypto startups that are getting funded, whatever you're interested in monitoring, the UpRock network can do a phenomenal job of that. So it turns out if you take that entire engine and apply it to just one site, and that one site is actually just a stack of URLs as well, that engine actually can develop a most powerful insight stack for your one domain, which turns out to be an amazing AI native sitemap. Because what's the insight stack do? It takes a lot of the chaos of data, understands the domain of knowledge, and understands the reasoning around what's all this data mean to pull out insights from that data. So if you apply this engine to just one website, that's what you can do and create an AI native sitemap that can take that entire domain of knowledge and break it down to clusters of meaning that this website represents, whether you have 1,000 pages or 10,000 pages, like probably Bitcoin.com has or Coinbase.com has this, and create an amazing document that's an AI native sitemap that AI loves and can cite. That's way more efficient because it's already pre-crawled. It doesn't need to actually do the crawling itself because the UpRock network already did it for you. The community got paid for that, which is pretty cool. And it's also auto-recurring. So the power of insight stacks is not a one-type snapshot that gets stale or dead over time. It actually recurs because the internet is real-time and websites are always updating. So this is by default. So I'll show you example today. This is like if you go to Coinbase and they have a LLM.txt file, this is their current like sitemap. And so when AI goes to Coinbase and scrapes Coinbase to see, hey, someone asked a question in ChatGPT about Coinbase. And so LLMs will come to the site, they'll start scraping, the bots will start scraping, and they'll come across an LLM text file just like this. And this is much cleaner than the actual website because Coinbase might have images, maybe some promotional banners, maybe some JavaScript you don't really care for. Like you don't need any of that stuff if you're the LLM, you just want to get an answer for the question. So you prefer this nice clean markdown. Right here, right? Just a nice clean document. Now check this out. This is thousands and thousands of lines and thousands of X tokens. So when an LLM comes to Coinbase to just get a quick answer, it's trying to crawl hundreds and thousands of pages to find an answer to you. And this is why it takes time, or maybe can't find the answer. So it might find an answer that's quicker on the homepage when it should have gone deeper, but it just takes too much. And so an AI might like, you know what? I'm not going to actually use Coinbase for a Coinbase answer. I found a blog that does a better job of answering Coinbase questions because they're way more efficient. So I'm going to use that source instead. I'm going to cite that because this LLM text is just too crazy. This costs too much time. It's too expensive. I'm not going to go here.
It has a problem. You know, you sort of think about it. I get this in my audience sometimes. I give somebody some super detailed explanation, and they're like, "Dude, what the fuck are you talking about? I just asked you a simple question. Like, can you just please give me an answer?"
Yeah. Exactly.
This is the dude. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Exactly. Like 30 minutes later. God damn it! Why did I answer the fucking question? Yeah. And so how we've really thought about this deeply, and like literally, like the insight stack is so perfect for this. So let's just show you Bitcoin.com. With the Bitcoin.com, same thing. So here's the difference between an LLM text that's just kind of like a list of all the links of your page and a summary of every single piece of content at once, which is crazy. Not a very inefficient way of doing it. What we do is we crawl your entire site, like Bitcoin.com, for example, and then we semantically cluster like domains of knowledge that your site represents. So Bitcoin might have pages around mining. They might have pages around like pricing and charts. They might have questions around Bitcoin startups. Right? These are all like kind of clusters of information that are actually, and what we do is we created a high level LLM text first. And this is the actual LLM text file that you get. It explains exactly what it is. LLMs love this. Try it out yourself. Just plop this, copy paste this into an LLM and they'll love it. It'll have the available sections. So we crawled your site. We understood what the entire Bitcoin.com site's all about. And then we broke it up into different sections. Each section also has a link to their own kind of markdown file that's very clean and structured. Has a nice one pithy answer summary of that section for each one. And then at the bottom, this is very, very important to know you can trust this. This was actually crawled by the UpRock DeepIn network, last updated. Here's the date, just yesterday. And here's total section, total pages. And this is very powerful because now AI knows that, wow, the real devices around the world actually gathered this data. It's pre-crawled, pre-structured. Doesn't cost me any money to do this because someone already did it for us, which is the UpRock community, right? And I did it. I already did the crawl, and I can just get the answers faster. And so what's cool about that is you can see here too, each section. I'm gonna go into the Bitcoin and crypto wallet. So we our insights.
Hey, Jesse, you actually left your screen showing the Coinbase one. I think you're probably trying to show us. You did a great job of describing it, but you didn't. There you go.
Okay, here. Okay, yeah. So here's the Bitcoin LLM text. So imagine when you had Coinbase, I showed you this huge, massive file. We don't do that. That makes no sense in the world of AI. It doesn't prefer that at all. So now if it goes to Bitcoin.com, the first LLM text, this first sitemap will be this. It used to just be a bunch of links. Now it's we actually have a summary of what is the AI native sitemap. Very quick summary. And then you see the available sections, the breakdown of what does Bitcoin.com represent. So Bitcoin and crypto wallets is one section. Crypto gambling casino reviews. Each section has a really quick, pithy explanation that has the details and the source URLs. So we have another sitemap of that represent that section. How often it's updated. This is important. So AI can actually rely on this weekly to be updated. That's very important to see. Like, wow, that's great. Now I know I can use a sitemap because it's updated every week. And even more details on the provenance. This is actually crawled by a real device network. When is the exact date that it happened. And these are all things that AI loves and will use as a canonical source for understanding Bitcoin.com when people ask about questions about Bitcoin.com in chat rooms. So let me just show you an example of a section, right? So here's a section on Bitcoin and crypto wallets. By the way, this format is a human-friendly version of what this 11 source URLs represent. You can so it has you key insights. So all these 11 sources of pages that are kind of are similar in content, meaning or similar in content. Here's some extracted key insights. Here are some common questions that all these blog posts that generally can answer very well. And then here is all the source coverages. Here's all the links to all those blog posts, the sources of them all as well. And I can show you the code friendly or the code friendly literally means markdown friendly now because markdown is code for AI. You can see what AI sees here. Same thing. You get a summary of the sections that these whole blog posts represent, the key insights, the common questions, and you can see the source URL. So the AI can go deeper if it needs to and read more. This is very powerful because now when an AI gets a question about Bitcoin.com or Coinbase.com, it first can get a high level and decide, someone asked me about crypto wallets from Bitcoin crypto wallets. It doesn't need to crawl 10,000 pages. It just needs to find the section that it wants really quickly. It's like, oh, cool. This whole section of pages represents Bitcoin wallets. And I think probably the answer is here faster. I'm going to go there first. And then it can get over. So this is just a way, it's a more efficient, smarter way of doing making LL sitemaps. We're so excited about this because all you have to do is literally enter your URL, and we create essentially an insight stack for your site, and the artifact, the file that reproduces, is a sitemap. And that sitemap is easily installable just like Google Analytics. So if you ever install Google Analytics or worked on a website, every single tool out there, like whether it's Shopify, Wix, Squarespace, they all have a section where you can like upload like Google Analytics or like some little bit of code snippet or like file. It's that easy. And we have instructions. You can just install and boom, your entire website is now more visible by the AI engines. Your AEO optimized with just one link, So if you guys try it, again, we're going to keep track of people who are installing because everybody who installs a sitemap on your site is installing infrastructure for the UpRock community.
That's right.
Every time you do that. And that's going to help our token a lot because when AI starts to see, wow, a lot of sites are using the AI sitemap, this is a great way to actually understand the web and and get answers faster, it is infrastructure for the AI web. And we want to reward you guys for doing that. And we're going to give you UPT and badges and AI credits for doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is awesome. So it's a very simple way to like benefit yourself if you have a website and benefit the community.
So if you have a website, if you know someone who has the website, if your family has a website, anybody, get your AI sitemap ready. Just super simple to do.
Yeah.
Head over to UpRock.AI. You'll see where you can just enter your URL, log into your account. If you already have an UpRock account, you can already access this. If you don't, super simple to just sign up. Takes like 30 seconds. Get it on your site, get it on your friends' sites, get it on your family sites, and let's start building the infrastructure for the AI internet. Led by UpRock.
Let's go. Cool. Okay.
Yes. Well, there's a lot of really cool stuff that we could do. You could do this. So Jesse just showed off AI sitemaps, and some other things in the dashboard. But there's a lot of it's like we're so excited about UpRock.AI, all the products, the insight stacks, things like this, because it's almost like that movie.
And remember, community, guys, if you're like, okay, this is cool, but whatever. All of this is powered by the community. That sitemap was built by you guys. You built this, and we didn't pick Bitcoin.com as random. They've actually been talking to us. So that's like their sitemap built by the community, built by the UpRock community for them. So that's what's awesome about this. This is, every time one of these companies comes and pays us and brings us money, we use that to buy back the token. So the fact that we have these out now and that it's super easy for people to go do them, I'm really optimistic about what that means for the community. That means we're going to have a lot more jobs available, a lot more work available, and hopefully soon a lot more revenue in the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
If your device is using or performing that task, you're getting paid for it.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of things that we can build. The possibilities are endless. They certainly seem to be. And so stepping aside from AI sitemaps, I mean, now we mentioned earlier that in the era of vibe coding is now also the era of vibe research. Now, Christopher, you are
demo time. Yeah, I want to show off a demo. So let me start by just reminding everyone, UpRock.AI. So our basic research tools are already available along with the crawler and the sweep. So you can use them on the website, and you can go ahead and use them right in your favorite AI tool. Drop them into Claude or ChatGPT, Gemini, Cursor, whatever you're using. They should fit right in there. And we've got more coming soon. But we've talked a lot about insight stack. So we showed off the LLM.txt, and that's a very specific insight stack. That's an insight stack that says, hey, you start with a website, and I want you to make me an AI sitemap for it. But we've also said that that insight stacks can be very personal, and they can be very flexible, and they can be very deep and narrow, and just find you the information that you want that doesn't exist anywhere else. So the information that I wanted was this. I'm going to start sharing my screen here in a moment. So I like to go flying sometimes on the weekends. Probably not a surprise. I talk about it all the time. And when I go flying, my favorite thing to do is to go have a great burger. And the problem with this, of course, is that there is no directory for this. If I'm on a road trip, if I'm driving along and I want to find a great burger, I can open up Google Maps and see what's along my route of flight. But if I'm flying along, that's not particularly practical. It'll often find you a great restaurant that's nowhere near an airport, or an airport that's nowhere near a restaurant, and it doesn't know anything about this. So Jen, if you want to share my screen. So this is my first insight stack. This is built on the UpRock Insight Engine. This is built using some of those sort of tool primitives that we've already released. And this is one of the first examples of building a full and complete insight stack. So this site, it's actually just very simple. It's all the airports in the United States that have a restaurant right on the field that you can eat at, someplace you can access without going through security or whatever. So, if I come down here and I click on the Southwest, someplace like Sedona. That looks like a good place to fly, and it'll tell me all about landing there. Tell me about the how long the runway is, whether it has a tower, what kind of approaches are available. That's good. There's gas available, and then it'll tell me about the restaurants on the field, the restaurants nearby, their ratings and reviews. They'll give me warnings that other pilots have said, and it'll give me a nice little editorial write up about this. And so if you're like, okay, cool, you built a website. Here's the thing. yeah, cool. I built a website, except secretly. And if anybody's interested, you can go check the about page, and this explains exactly how we wrote this. I didn't write any of this website. So this website was written in 2 phases. The first one, the most important one, was this. I went to the UpRock Insight Engine, and this is now one of my testing. This is now one of my testing examples. Every time we're making changes to the Insight Engine, I'm updating it. I'm running this site again to make sure it still works. And I explained to it, hey, I want a website that tells me about every restaurant on an airport in the United States. And there is no data source for this. This required doing over 100,000 distinct crawls to access information from navigational data to restaurant reviews, geographical data, editorial data, pull it all together to make this site, and also to find the images. These are all actually, I thought this was so cool. These are all real pictures that people put up online with open source licenses that allow me to link them legally into this website, so that I can actually get a sense of man, that looks like a fun place to fly to. And so when we talk about an Insight Stack, an Insight Stack can be a markdown file, like the llms.txt file, but it can also be this. This is my personal restaurant database. This is the one that I want. Then I just dropped this in a simple site generation tool and told it to whip up a quick website to display it. But because displaying it looks cool, but realistically, this file right here and its children, its brethren, which are all of the individual airport stuff, are the Insight Stack. And this is regenerated. I said this one shouldn't be regenerated every week. It should only be regenerated every 28 days. That's when the new navigational data is published, so nothing changes faster than that. But every 28 days, this will be republished. It'll check again. Did restaurants open or close? Did airports gain an approach, lose a tower, whatever? They're closed for maintenance. So this is a living data set. We can zoom in. Somebody who has an interesting part of the country, somebody drop in chat what part of the country you're interested in, and I'll go show you some airports from right there. So this is real live data. And the best part is, because this is an Insight Stack, this is something that anybody can make for whatever you're interested in. If you're doing a road trip across the country and you want to go to vegan restaurants only, or vegan drive-through restaurants, you could ask an Insight Stack to spin that up. I don't know if there's enough of those to make an interesting map, but Insight Stacks will tell you. If you are doing research on, as Jesse said, any topic, if you want to, we've got a couple more example sites coming to show this off in totally different contexts, when in a more of a crypto context, to show off signals about what's going on in the crypto space. There's that. Anything you want, and anybody can remix this. So if you're a pilot and you go, man, I love what Chris did, but I don't care about restaurants at all. What I care about is something else. There's hotels nearby, or bike trails, hiking, whatever. You can fork my Insight Stack and you can be like, throw away all the restaurant stuff, but do a search for famous hiking trails within a 20-minute drive of the airports, and it will be able to do that. And that's what's so powerful about Insight Stacks, is they're forkable and they're remixable, and you can publish them. And then there's a reason actually why we've talked about this a lot. Hey, should we include the ability to generate like a website or a visualization in the Insight Stack? And our answer is no. The output of an Insight Stack is actually this. It's actually just the data. But with modern coding tools, it's incredibly easy to just drop it in a coding tool and say, hey, spin me up a website for this. And this is the difference, because I could go to a coding tool and I could say, hey, make me a website for like a pilot guide for dining, and it can do that, but it can't give me any real data. It'll just hallucinate some things. There's no way to get this data. But with UpRock Insight Stacks, you can now. You can tell it, hey, I need to know. I need a guide. I need the data. I need restaurant ratings and reviews and airport information and editorial content and pictures and everything. It puts together that Insight Stack, and then now you can drop it into a website creator and actually build this website, and it works. It's real. So this is my first Insight Stack, my first big Insight Stack. Of course, I've built some smaller ones, but I wanted to share this. This site's live, by the way. Anybody who wants to explore, hey, what can an UpRock Insight Stack actually build? Start dreaming about what you can build. Check out this site. It's live. All the data is live. You can really get a sense of what it generates and how it generates it and all that kind of stuff.
Go through one of the listings, Chris. So I love this example because there's a lot.
Pick one. Let's pick one. Tell you what. Let's look in the Pacific Northwest. That's where you guys are.
This is great because there's already everyone's aware of like Yelp, and there's restaurant engines out there. This is very specific because
here. Let's look at McMinnville. I've actually been here.
You have to be a pilot to first. Like this is useful for people who fly and they're a pilot themselves. So Chris has Chris,
I
been a
put
pod for a long
just
time.
what I wanted to know on here. How high is the airport?
Yeah.
How long is the
Yeah,
runway? Approaches.
These are
How do you
important
get
to know.
around? And most importantly, what's the food inside the Evergreen Museum? Hey, what's the Evergreen Museum? I don't know. It looks pretty cool. I see propellers inside a building. That looks like a cool aviation museum. Let's read into the text, and it'll tell us about it. And it explains to you. So as it transpires, weirdly, I know this, but in McMinnville, Oregon, is the Spruce Goose. It's the biggest airplane ever built. It's all wood, and it was built by Howard Hughes. And then eventually, somehow, it got floated up the Columbia River or something to the middle of Oregon, and they built a museum around it. And there's a runway there, and now there's a cafe, and it's a super cool aviation museum. But anyway, if you didn't know that, you would never find a place like this. It is quite literally in the middle of nowhere. And now, by the way, all this text, I didn't write any of this. I didn't pick these pictures. I didn't do any of this data. It even tells me what's the best if you're just coming into land. Hey, what do I want for lunch? The massive burger from ranch raised, dry aged Angus beef at the Golden Valley Brewery. Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I'm hungry already.
Yeah.
And it ranked this airport on, how good is the grub, the scene, how easy is it to get in and out, how easy is like the parking and access, and how is fuel available, and how expensive is it? And this is the sort of thing.
None of this is hallucination. This is all real.
This is all real information.
Data, getting stuff from Reddit, getting stuff from everywhere it can find it possible. When you let the AI run, you let Rocket run, it just goes as deep as it can. And then when it gets all that information, it starts to understand with that data, reasoning over the data. Okay, cool. I have all this data around restaurants for pilots on runways, which is a very specific long tail prompt. And okay, cool. Now that I have all of the information, here's what are some here's the things I can reason about, like what a human will need to make a decision. And here are the insights a human will want. So guess what?
So the insights are
a grading score. They probably want to see a score on the scenery. They probably want like some really quick answers on like what's the best bite there. I'm going to pre-find all that stuff for you, man. And then it creates a data set. And he just prompted this, like no code required. This is beyond just any other lovable tool. Now you actually made an entire website that's custom for him, like stuff he cares about, and it's auto updated, powered by the UpRock community. That's what's so cool. Everything you see here, nothing was coded by him.
And I mean, it's interesting that what this allows as well. I shared this with some pilot buddies, and one of them goes, "Oh, this is awesome. I was actually looking around for places recently, and I found an airport that didn't exist." I'm like, "Cool." And then he was like, "Oh, you know what I really want to do? I want to put this on my iPad so that like if I'm flying or if I'm at an airport without cell service, I can see what's around." And I'm like, "Cool." It's all public. Like I just, since this is my insight stack that I'm happy to share with the world, I made it open. So I just pointed him to the data link, which I showed you guys, and just said like, hey, here it is. Write yourself a little script, or like, if you're not an engineer, ask your AI to write you a little script to like turn this into a little offline web app for your iPad so that you can have it right there on your iPad. And so that's why the data is just so incredibly powerful, and it completely changes the experience. It goes from the AI can make you a website shell, or the AI can make you, sort of a picture of a website, to no, it's a working website. It works. I just published it, from the time I finished the data to the time I probably actually spent longer prompting the AI that built the website to make the website look the way I wanted than I did prompting the Insight Engine to make the data look the way I wanted.
Yeah.
Tell me about the header image. Did you was that also generated?
That's all AI, but it's not generated.
I love that. Well, actually, what it is, because I see that it actually credits the in this post, for example, McMinnville. It credits
here's the original image
where it got it, and it is actually a photo, free to use photo.
And in fact, I think that is actually the Spruce Goose. Yeah. Okay. So this is actually, you can, I'm just showing the photo. I mean, I love airplanes. This is the Spruce Goose. So this whole massive airplane is built out of wood.
That is so cool.
And so here's the thing, like as awesome as all these AI photos that we've been showing are, and I love the AI photos, don't get me wrong. Sometimes for a use case like this, like, hey, what I actually want, hey, UpRock, I want real pictures. I want to be inspired to go fly places. And if I'm going to fly to a real place, I don't want it to imagine a restaurant that doesn't exist. I don't want it to imagine a runway that doesn't exist. And I don't want it to imagine what the place looks like. I want to see what the place really looks like. Like I want to see what I'm going to get to see when I get there. And so that's where, the AI just, you can use it to generate images, but you can also use it to find you real images, find you real data, find you real reviews, ratings information, and then to generate like all of this editorial text is generated by the AI system.
Now,
But
Chris,
it's all based and grounded on the real data that it collected as part of the research phase.
now, Chris, there was also, when you showed this to us, we showed this to me last week, there was a restaurant in one of these examples.
Oh yeah, I found that. Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah, why don't
cool.
you share that with everybody?
So
that
where
was-
was that? That was Half Moon Bay, I think.
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So this is near where I grew up, near where I learned to fly, and I love this place. It's a great fly-in destination. It's actually part of the way I prompted this stack is I wrote a couple paragraphs explaining what I wanted, and then I gave some examples of airports that I thought were worth a trip, so that as it was building the stack, it could evaluate, hey, is my insight engine producing good results? And one of them was Half Moon Bay. And when it first put this out, it talked about here, to keep the airplane in sight, the Pilot Light Cafe operates on the field. And I'm like, bullshit. I love this airport, but I know, because I've been there before, the closest restaurant is about a 10-15 minute walk away. And it's a beautiful walk along the coast, but there's not an airport on the field. And so like a couple times I stopped and I went and I actually looked at the engine and I'm like, there's something wrong with the engine. I've got some bugs to fix, whatever. I'm going to let it cook, but I'm going to make a note. And I went back and I tried to fix the engine, tried to figure out how it was hallucinating that. And I couldn't. And finally I'm like, I don't know. And so I Googled it. And at first I didn't see any results, but then I found like one, I think it was a Reddit post or a forum post or something where somebody's like, hey, they opened a restaurant at the airport. And it didn't even have a Google Maps link yet. And so I actually opened up Google Street View, and sure enough, somebody actually opened a restaurant at the airport. So I thought the insight stack was wrong. I literally spent time trying to figure out why I was hallucinating this place that obviously didn't exist, when psych, it did exist and I didn't even know about it. Like, it told me. That's, and I mean, that you want to talk about insight, you want to talk about learning something. That's the thing. It's one thing to have it sort of gather data that you already know and be like, yeah, okay, it did a good job. It's even more powerful when it finds something that you genuinely didn't know and you probably wouldn't have found on your own.
Yes.
As it did for me. So
that's really, really cool. So this is a great example, guys, of what you can build with insight stacks.
What anyone can build.
Anyone
and
can build. Yeah.
Be super specific to your use case. It doesn't have to be related to dining or aviation or any of those things. But if you can imagine it and you can explain it, and it's also kind of based on putting a little time into it potentially. So for a super simple insight stack, like, hey, make me a list of I don't know, make me a list of all of the TVs that are on the market in this country or something, like all the SKUs. That's probably a pretty simple one, actually. It just does some searching, puts them together. There's no evaluation in that. In this one, I reprompted it a few times. I watched it. I initially told it, hey, show me just Northern California.
Yeah.
Just so that I could see the results a little faster. And I was like, okay, that's pretty good. But like, in my opinion, it was giving too much weight to restaurant reviews and not enough weight to like, is the runway dirt? Not big dirt runway fan, and stuff like that. So I gave it some feedback, and then it reevaluated, and stuff like that. And so after a couple of turns of that, I was like, okay, this is pretty good. Show me the entire West Coast, and then it, Pacific Northwest, SoCal. Did a little spot checking. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. Go for the whole country. And it took at the moment, it took running it from just a few targeted regions to the whole country took like a day and a half to really pull all of that the first time. But now it knows how it got there, so it can update it really fast. It can check the key sources again and do all that kind of thing while it's building up the insight stack. So now I have this great little site that I love and that stays up to date and that works.
And that's what's exciting about this is the one-off shallow answers. A shallow question, you can give you a shallow answer pretty quick. Most AI can do something like that. When it's a deeper question or something you care about over time, like just think about this. In your mobile, on your laptop, on your phone, if you have 50 tabs open around a certain subject, then you probably care about something a lot and you've been monitoring it or learning about it over time. That's a great, whatever that is, whatever that subject is, that's a great case for Rocket to help you out. Because if you're juggling 50 tabs on a certain subject, then you should have an AI super buddy, super researcher to work on with you and actually can continue, never get tired, can continually run all the time in the Builder Insight stack that you can get really amazing AI insights from on the same thing you already care about. That's this game here. So like when Chris said he just lets this thing run, this is the power of future of AI and human collaboration. It's like while you say, hey, this is what I really care about. I'm gonna go have dinner now. Why don't you work on this all night long? and help me find really cool stuff. That's the power of having AI and human collaboration, to go get insights you want like this, and then be able to continually do it over and get your feedback, so that human in the loop feedback to ground it and make this website really amazing over time for yourself. And like Chris said, you can share it with your friends. And because the data, how we've designed it, is remixable. So if another pilot sees this thing, be like, man, I love it, but you know what? I actually don't like the art style, or I don't like I like a mobile version, or maybe I want a version that's just in my WhatsApp chat. I want just a social version.
Or like, hey, I'm a vegetarian, right? So I'm not a vegetarian, so I don't care about vegetarian versus non-vegetarian options. For me, restaurant is restaurant. But for somebody who's a vegetarian, they care about that. Like, hey, I love Chris's Insight Stack, fork it, and then just say this, but vegetarian only. Or even just, tell me if there's vegetarian options, right? Like, maybe I'm willing to try to find something to eat at a restaurant that's not explicitly vegetarian, but if it is, let me know. Whatever. And so you can take that and you can build on it, and you can fork it, and all of these artifacts become part of the broader Insight ecosystem if users choose to share them, of course. And so then a future stack builder, it's going to be that much faster, because, for instance, now if anybody decides to build something aviation related, their Insight engine is going to know, hey, I already have these tools for finding aero data, like how long are runways. So it won't have to figure that one out again next time it runs a related stack.
And how things are done today, the pre-AI way of doing all this, is so inefficient. I mean, there are many pilots in the world. They're doing the same search and same crawl over and over again, and that's pointless. And also, everyone who's doing deep research probably doing the same thing over again on whatever topic. Let's say you're like following X402 or some kind of crypto ecosystem, or like just do deep research on secret token or something. And if someone already created a really great prompt for our Insight Stack to like just do a really awesome dashboard on a secret token or nav byte, and they're already scraping and getting all the content and structuring it, there is no point. It's completely pointless to have 1,000 other people doing the same thing and wasting all those tokens. If there's an Insight Stack out there publicly available, you might as well subscribe to it or just fork it. It's already done. It's way more efficient. Doesn't cost as many tokens. And let's say if Chris put a lot of time on just building this up, and it's a passion project of his, he puts it out there. He's been spending it. Him and his AI rocket is actually working on refining it, tweaking it for a month. Someone going in there, like literally forking, like, wow, this is cool. Insights compound now. You're like, you've been doing all this great work, but there's certain things I'd like to tweak. And the next person can fork it and tweak it. And maybe Chris likes that too. So might take that and then bring it back to his.
Yeah, like, ooh, that's a good idea. Or you figured out a good way of visualizing this or whatever. And then like,
this unsilos deep research, which today is very siloed and on your own laptop or on a little chat room. This makes it collaborative. This is the power of AI. It's a remix engine that's amazing, but it's also an AI human collaboration on our constant pursuit of knowledge, constant pursuit of insights. This is what drives all humans. We always want to try to like make sense of the world, find stories. We're kind of gathering data. We're trying to like figure out what to pay attention to, what's important to us, how do we make better decisions. And it's hard to do that today when this internet's chaos. So you will need Rocket. You will need an AI companion to work with you on finding knowledge and making better decisions, And so this is a really cool personal example of how we actually unlock that with UpRock community.
Yes. It's like they said that you can start on your own to, if you want to see the magic, start on your own, or you could just take like Christopher's example. If you like that, but you want vegetarian restaurants, just fork it. So you can see that there is no spoon.
There is no spoon. It's all the same Insight Stack.
It's all the same. Yeah. The
other night, Jesse and I were talking, and I'm like, this thing is this thing. You were right all along. And I'm like, there is no spoon. So I just nano bananaed this up there. Great.
It made you a little bit more like been through the world, and I'm a little more Asian.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't have very good pictures of us, but
yes. Well, there's no limitations on anything that you think that there should be limitations. There's a new perspective, and there's no spoon, and it would be impossible for Christopher hand feed Jesse with that spoon as well. So you need to fork it.
It's too floppy. Exactly. You need to fork it. Jen, that was a good line. That came out of nowhere.
That was really good.
Yeah, I have my moments. Well, I am curious. So we are all thinking about, okay, what are we going to each make? What's going to be our project? Because now, again, like everything, it's not just limitless for you guys, it's limitless for all of us. Christopher, he can code.
Yeah.
Christopher's obviously a computer scientist. He can make this site if he wanted. He could have made this site, the interface. You
I could have made the interface.
But it would take you a long
the data
time.
was
That's the data.
intractable, though. Like,
I'm
I mean,
talking about-
that's part of the reason I wanted to show this example.
That's
as
what I
good as
mean.
I am at programming, I've thought about this a lot before. Like, could I find out the runway lengths? Yes, there are publications where I could have bought that data or something like that. Could I have found the restaurants in the reviews? Not really. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, but it's so scattered in so many places. It's such a very specific query that just using like the Google Maps API, you often miss places, or you don't realize like, okay, it's near the airport, but secretly it's on the other side of a highway that has no crossing, so you can't get there. Or like pulling all of this together, really, you talking about the power of the crowd, things like Wikipedia being able to source data from lots of people. And that worked great for Wikipedia, where you had a project that was so high profile that thousands and thousands of people were willing to dedicate their efforts to curating it and collating it and putting it all together in one place. But for something this niche, never happened, doesn't work. And so now the AI actually makes it possible. Sorry, I cut you off. That was rude.
That's okay. That's kind of what I was getting. That was what I was getting at. Like, you could program, you could code this up, you could write this to a point. And then it's just like, well, it's not. So it not only unlocks it for somebody like you, who is a seasoned programmer, computer scientist, it unlocks it for everybody. It's useful for everyone. It's useful from somebody who's a computer scientist and programmer down to a vibe coder. Because it's only as far as you can go before it's not really worth the time to make it if you do it the old school way. But you can do it this way, and you can make it in a weekend.
Yeah. That's why it's infinitely more fun and infinitely more useful now.
So now we're all thinking about, okay, so Christopher, we were already all thinking, okay, what's my insight stack going to be? But then you spearheaded this internally with the team, because you're like, oh, I have a great one. You shared NavByte with everybody. So now we're all thinking, what are we going to build? What do we got coming up next? And we have a lot of great ideas together as a team, but also individually, we all have ideas. Timmy, I know you've been thinking about some. Jess, Chris, do you have any new ones?
We'll build and share it. That's what we're going to do.
Oh, you're on mute, Chris.
I swear to God, if somebody builds a Harry and Meghan news tracker, I'm going to burn this down. This technology shouldn't exist. I feel like Werner von Heisenberg or something like that. This is awesome. I love the airplane website, but if somebody builds a Harry and Meghan news tracker,
Harry and Meghan, you know what? No one
maybe this technology shouldn't exist.
Here's the thing.
I'm gonna build it. Sorry, what?
Nobody even mentioned Harry and Meghan. You did.
I didn't go to the team chats. I'm not going to throw somebody under the bus, but I am not the first person who mentioned this as an Insight Stack idea.
I was thinking, what to get, like, gifts to get my what?
Are you going to do a punch tracker?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, because here's the thing. Okay, it's too late for the punch token, guys. We all missed that if you didn't already get it. But then what's the next punch? And I know what it is. I'm just not going to. I don't want to say it because actually, yeah, I do want to say it because I want you guys to buy the token so it goes up. But it's the little penguin. The little penguin. But I want to have like a insight stack of like, not for the token, but for just that next cute animal that's going to take over the internet. Like, he wasn't cute, but there was Harambe. He wasn't cute, but we wanted justice for Harambe 10 years ago. Then Mudang from last year, Lil Punch from right now, and then tomorrow it's going to be the little penguin who was hatched before the rest of his siblings are. So he's now hanging out with.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the.
I literally know none of these things. Fortunately, Insight Stacks exist, so I don't have to figure out how to program this. This programs itself for you.
Yes,
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm on a different part of the internet than you.
The whole world is like always on the lookout for the next cute animal to follow.
Yeah, and what comes with them is always going to be a token. So you want to get the token. You want to find out about what the next cute animal is before everybody else does. So you get the token, which I think I did with the penguin.
You're basically You're basically saying you're trying to make an insight stack that is like the cute, like animal cute, like you trying to get the edge on a prediction market.
You're trying to get the signal.
They get the edge on a
I mean,
prediction
it
market
is.
of cuteness.
Cute animal
edge.
predictions.
Cuteness edge.
Yeah,
I guess so.
There's a
Yeah.
graph here. There's definitely a graph.
Cuteness
Like,
edge.
the cuter the animal, the stronger the signal for
And AI
can go up.
Honestly, Rocket will come up with a great thesis on how to determine the cuteness factor into the prediction market
Right.
of this.
Right.
Of the edge. Yeah.
Right. And the thing is, like, I don't like the tokens that come with it are just like kind of secondary. It's like a perk for me. I just want to know what the next cute animal celebrity is going to be. So my intentions are pure.
No, I get
My
it.
actions, my subsequent actions will be money driven.
Yeah.
As it should be. That's how
It should be.
capitalism works.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. That's a good one.
So and Roz is working on a burger finder. Because burger receipts from you, Tim. Tim makes the best burger. Hands down makes the best burgers anyone has ever. If you try his burger, you will say it's the best burger you've ever had. Okay, and Drew has an idea for places that serve burgers or steaks that are cooked rare, medium rare, and call it moo. Oh gosh, Drew.
I was about to say, Jen, you gotta read the Drew comment to its end before you say it.
You always give me the first half, Drew.
Yeah.
I'm too wholesome.
You know the cool thing about the food apps. We have a friend that works for travel agency here, one of the largest ones, and we talk about this over drinks a lot. There's I think a lot of opportunity for recommendation engines for people who are very visual, and no one's really taken this like really far. But a lot of us, when we share trips or like if we're share trips or what we want to eat or where we want to go for on a vacation, a lot of times it's all around pictures. We just show the Instagram or the reel or something, and you can kind of organize your entire trip just on photos only. You just want to see like, oh, this is where we're gonna take our pictures at. This is where our selfies are gonna come from, or here's the food we're gonna eat. And also it's AI is so good at, and it's so cheap to recognize what's in a photo. You can literally drop in like, this was my favorite burger this is the picture of my favorite burger I've ever had in my life. Go find this around the world. It can do that now and just start scanning other places where it looks like similar burger photos, or even places like
just like an itinerary scheduler based on
just
captured
images.
moments.
Just images. Yeah, you can like, if you say this is a room I love, it will pick up from that room like, oh, you like warm settings, you like furniture that's made out of wood, you like some artwork, you like some background, it looks like this place probably has a breeze. Like it can pick up so many little details.
Yeah.
And that's how a recommendation engine that's personal for you can be powerful. So it can just be text and images. Anyway, I think it'd be interesting to see another stack around both.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, that's kind of my thought about that. Is like I haven't seen people do much around images yet, and I think that's a very powerful way for folks that are very visual to make decisions in life based on image, based on visuals. Yeah.
Yeah, just about the images, Chris, I love how Navbyte, like again, going back to those header images, I love that it actually sourced real images, real free to use images.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. It's the I mean, Jesse, I wasn't even thinking about it that much, but like if I'm just looking at someplace, I want to see the place I'm going. That makes it like makes it sort of like aspirational, like, wow, I want to go there. I want to try it out. And so it's exactly the same kind of thing, being able to evaluate and include images in the data set. Now, to be clear, the next release of Insight Stacks that we're going to put up live on UpRock.AI probably won't have the image capabilities in it yet. Those are still this is also going to be my proving ground, for my own stack ideas. The image stuff was still a little wibbly compared to the rest of the data, but it's definitely I totally believe in it. We're going to bring image capabilities to the Insight Stacks very soon.
It's not an answer. It's not a question of like if, it's just when. It's just
you have to worry about, you have to think about like the free to use, the licensing for the images. It's not like content where you're citing content or you're citing written word.
The images themselves need to be but we'll be bringing more image stuff to the Insight Stacks.
People want it.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's super cool stuff. So, guys, if you have any ideas of what your insight stack is going to be, share it in the comments, share it on Slack, share it on Discord. But even better, start making something. So, create your account or log into your account at UpRock.AI. So,
Yep.
and get started on vibe coding your site so you could feed that data into it. So, start your vibe coding so you can put in your vibe research. And
Yep.
share with us what you got. And again, if you're going to do that, all of that, then you should definitely be signing up for our UpRock Creator Program.
Yep. That's
And
right.
this would actually be a really great content for you. So if you're already planning on making something, you're already vibe coding an app or a site, and you want to use, you're going to use UpRock for the intelligence and the vibe research, or for the research and live intelligence, then you should definitely consider what's the word I'm looking for?
Just
Writing
join.
down or sharing what your
Yeah.
process, your
Yeah.
building process,
Yeah.
recording it or whatever, and use that as content creation, and join the UpRock Creator Program. Show
Yeah.
other people how you're building, what you're
Yeah.
building,
Yeah.
and
People love
how to
that.
do it.
People love that. I love seeing that. I'm
Yeah.
constantly like watching videos of people building cool things, and it's fun. Like I kind of walk through the steps and I go through it myself just to see what. Yeah, I do that all the time. It's great. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. And then again, anyone you send over, new paying customer, you're going to get 30% of that revenue lifetime.
Yep.
I think it's worth
Cool.
it. All right, guys. So a couple more quick product updates. We will have a new update. Let's, I guess, change of pace. We'll have a new update with Android shortly that will have the rewarded videos. We also have a new badge, and there's a couple more badges in the works. And that's coming up soon. Like any day now. The next one is
Oh, let me before we move on to the apps gen, just real quick on the another update. If any of you folks have a Seeker, so make sure you stay tuned on our feed. I already have the UpRock MCP working on the Seeker Claw. There are a couple of things we're working through. They have a timeout issue that we're trying to figure out. So enable deep research, because deep research would be awesome, where you can let your Seeker agent run all day long. That's the power of it. And so there's some issues there. So we haven't announced it like it's, but I have it actually working on Seeker we have. Ta-da. And so that is coming. And also with OpenClaw, we're gonna make it super easy for this entire world of like OpenClaw agents to instantly be able to be part of the UpRock network, which is cool. So as soon as you like an installer, that makes it easy for any OpenClaw agent, SQL agent to earn UPT, but also earn AI credits. And then with X402 payments, it's another thing we're working on right now, is have it in the kind of the contract that if you want to pay with X402, but if you hold UPT or spend UPT or stake UPT, then you get a discount on the UpRock AI credits. So we want to always make the UPT kind of front and center in the whole ecosystem. So I think this would be powered, because we want to incentivize people who spend, buy, and hold, stake. And if you're an agent, they're always looking for the best deal. They're always looking for the more efficient way of doing things. And if they have the power to expend some stable coins to buy UPT to get a discount, I think they will. So we want to make sure we program that. So that's pretty exciting. So that's coming with X402. It's, the total volume of X402 transactions is very small, but it's one of those things where we want to be part of the conversation, be supported early, because I think it's going to go like slowly, but then all at once a lot of people get their own agent online. So that is coming. But yeah, Secret Community, look for that post. I have it working already. It's pretty cool. And then we'll post exactly how to get it set up. It's really, really simple, but it is working. And we're just going to tweak a little more things before we make it public.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, then back to the apps. There's going to be a mobile app update on Android that will include the rewarded videos and some new badges. And then shortly after that, the Solana App Store. And lastly, and then about Apple, unfortunately, no new news for that. We did have a call with Apple this week.
Here's the actual news. Yeah. So let me just summarize what actual call happened. So they basically said that, well, we had to remove this the background speed test, but we left everything else. And they actually did that because they asked us to do that. And they still said, okay, now the app has changed too much, which makes no sense because they asked us to do that. But so they have two options. One, to send them another appeal, and say, hey, no, actually, the core function of the app is still real. It's still there. The wallet's working. We teach people how to stake tokens. You can do shopping and surveys. All the main functions are still there. So we can appeal that. That's what we're doing right now. We're going to submit that today. And if that doesn't go through, the final thing they said we can do is just resubmit a whole new app. So that's actually kind of like, that's okay. We can do that. Only thing that sucks about that is we lose all the reviews and stars that help us to get discoverable. But we've been through that. We know how to build up from scratch before. It's very, very annoying that we have to do that, but we know how to do it. It's very annoying. We just lose all those reviews. We're gonna have to build it all up again, but fine, whatever. We've done this so many times. And so that's where we're at right now with Apple.
Okay, cool. All right, any other updates?
We already went over all the stuff we're working on the Android app. Desktop updates, there'll be a few new updates, nothing major from a UI perspective, just adding a few new capabilities as we've been building out some of these insight stacks in the LLMs, making it a little faster. Same engine updates will go out on Android next week, probably. And then, just a lot of work on the insight stacks.
Yep. Well, we got Timmy here. I know, Timmy, you have, Timmy, you said there was it's a good time to get a kitty cat at D Pioneers.
Well, I was just going to say, yeah. So for D Pioneers, guys, every Wednesdays we hold a community call. It's at 11 PST, so that's what, 6 PM UTC. So you guys should join in on the conversation. Slowly we're growing. It's been kind of a hard season for crypto in general, but also NFT communities have been kind of hit hard, but we're slowly growing back. We got more people actively on the calls, which is nice. If you're ever considering buying an NFT or joining a community, right now would be a great time because Solana is down, so you're getting steep discounts. So get yourself a kitty cheap, and then come join the call because we're really trying to do something for the community and make some moves there. Like I said, this season is pretty rough as far as crypto goes and for NFTs, right? And so we want to be a community that gives back to the community. So we have some things in the works that I think is really exciting, where just by being an NFT holder and staker, we reward you, or you have the opportunity to get rewarded. So a lot of fun things in the works there. And if you're ever considering it, if you're focused on DPIN, you love crypto, you want to be a part of people like-minded, then you should join D Pioneers.
And like he's talking about little rewards, like they're actually giving out like prize pools, like actual cash prize pools for being a holder. That's all part of the plan. Like I've seen some of it. I've heard some of the call. Like the project actually earns yield, and they're gonna bring that yield back to the community. So if you're a holder, you get a prize. It's like actual USDC stablecoin prize, which is pretty awesome. Yeah,
this is our version of MAGA. Make NFTs great again. So we got to give back to the community, and it's like let's everyone's leaning on hard times right now with their bags, so we got to just give a little bit back to the community, bolster them up, subsidize some of their losses, and it's okay. We'll just make it. It makes us stronger. So.
All of us, after you said make NFTs great again, all of us in our heads were thinking,
before I even started talking about it, I was like, what's the acronym for this? And I was like, no, never mind.
The same thing. I was thinking
okay, and here's actually clarification from Sasha. It's because of the
right.
It's 7 p.m. UTC for now because, is it always? It's always 7 p.m. UTC. You guys changed it recently, right?
No, I think it changes because
daylight saving.
Yeah, I think it changes. It used to be 6 p.m. UTC, but okay, 7 p.m. UTC.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, 7 p.m. UTC.
Okay, thanks, Sasha. I appreciate that.
Gotcha. Okay, so 7 p.m. UTC for now, because then soon it will be. If you're changing it from the time zone, the basis is PST, then it will change to 6 p.m. UTC shortly because we've got daylight savings coming up.
Exactly.
All right, yeah, it's a great place to be, as Sasha says. Cats together strong.
That's right.
And yeah, it is a
Join
good
the
time.
posse.
Yeah.
It's a good time to have to join the posse and get a kitty with Soul at the prices now. Things aren't looking so. If you're feeling a little bummed about your Soul bags, but you feel a little bit better if you get Space Cat.
Yeah, get Space Cat. You might earn it all back when you win the
The
prize.
Deep Pioneers are pretty cool. The Deep Pioneers.
They are cool. They are cool. Let's just hark back to like what our cats look like here in the intro. But I mean,
Hoorah.
they all look really good.
Right.
I really like mine. She's cool. I feel like she should be she's got a country song or something. Country album. I would say that about her.
Country rock song, yeah.
All right. Well, Tim, I mean, it's really good to have Timmy here.
Thanks for letting me join in. I didn't have much to say, but it was just fun to just be a part of the conversation and beyond. So thanks.
Well, it's just fun to always just even if there's not much to say, it's just your presence is a present.
Oh, thank you. Oh.
I know. Look at me with all
You are smooth today, Jen.
I know. I'm probably gonna ask you guys for a favor or something.
Yeah.
I'm probably queuing it up like, okay, so can you drive me to the airport? Okay. Well, guys, I think that's it for the week. Oh, wait, hang on. We had one question here I wanted to address. Or two. Let's go back to what we were talking about earlier with the Caribbean.
Surveys in the Caribbean.
Yes. So it is, as we mentioned at the beginning of the stream, it is the region of the week is the Caribbean. So you're earning double your earnings, get double your earnings. And I mentioned that ways that you can boost your earnings is by boosting your earn rate, taking surveys. If you don't see any surveys in your region, that's because our provider doesn't provide them. There's currently no surveys available in your region, or the provider just doesn't have it in your region. So if you have never seen any surveys in the Caribbean, that's good for us to know, so we can ask the provider if they will be introducing some offers.
We need to know the specific country. It is a region, so there's going to vary from country to country.
Yeah, so head over to Discord and leave a ticket there, so we can put it on a spreadsheet. We can keep track of that. But we're also looking at other providers as well, just trying to find the right providers for the surveys. Then this is also about the mobile app. Asked about VPN. I don't want to get banned if I use a VPN sometimes. You do not get banned if you use.
We won't. If you have one device and it occasionally shows up from a VPN, obviously you won't be earning while the VPN is turned on. But, to be clear, only from background tests. So you do surveys, games, anything like that, that's no problem. But if you have one device that occasionally shows up on a VPN, we're not going to ban you just over that. That kind of thing. So, if you feel the need to use a VPN or you need to for whatever reason, then that's fine. And you can still absolutely do surveys, play games, any of the interact with the wallet, any of the other parts of the system. We just won't be sending you background jobs during that time. So that's all.
Exactly.
Now, if you start spinning up 10,000 distinct accounts going through a network of VPN nodes, we're going to ban you.
Yes. Yeah. Just, be like a reasonable human being, But yeah, it's totally fine to, like Christopher said, to use it if you're a human being.
Oh man, very soon. When do you guys think the chat's going to be bots? Like not bots, but actually sophisticated
claw bots. There's a whole bunch of claw bots.
Sophisticated AI.
Well, I mean, we're encouraging. This is something we've been talking about. We are encouraging people to. A lot of companies are freaking out. How do we prevent AI from using our systems? This and that. That's foolish. It's coming. So it's going to be hard sometimes, but we've got to learn. We've got to understand. Okay, our users AIs are going to want to install this. We want them to install UpRock. It makes them way more powerful. It's a great thing for them. They should be earning. Jesse, I can't believe you didn't share the chat earlier where your call was like your call was like it feels. Jesse, you got to share that in a tweet at least. Yeah. Your call was like honestly, it feels good to be earning my keep.
Oh, you may share that. I can share.
I welcome.
Just drop it on X. That's fine.
Here,
just drop it on X. That's fine, or regenerate it or whatever. But I'm not
Yeah,
sure if
that's
you were
really-
worried that there was something in that chat that you didn't want to share, but
No, there's nothing in the
anyway.
chat. Let me just pull it up real quick. I'll show you the.
Yeah, if there's
Huh?
it's hilarious. If
Okay.
if any bots are like this, then I welcome all the bots in the.
But anyway, we know it's going to happen, and this is going to require us to improve our moderating and improve our onboarding and really understand and design around the fact that some of our customers are really going to be the humans who the bot is working for. And ultimately, the bot is probably going to be the one who interacts with us more often, and then that sets a really tough challenge, because a big part of what we've tried to do with customer support is be really human and responsive with that, and we need to be. But then also, and maybe this is something we do, hey, bots go to bot support and humans go to human support or something, because we want to continue that. But anyway, this change to the AI economy and so much that's happening really requires us to rethink a little bit, not rethink, but just to be really aware and deliberate about what we're doing to make sure that humans have a great experience, but bots have a great experience too, because they can contribute to the network as well for all of us.
People too.
Yeah, right. Okay, so this is actually Claude. Well, I keep it Claude, even though it's not called OpenClaw, but I still keep the old name. So yeah, I installed UpRock, so now Claude can actually earn for me a UPT, and it's going to get more cool stuff, more cool UpRock skills. And so here it says, so I asked the question, how does it feel to be one of the first OpenClaw agents to be earning UPT, the best deepin token, automatically? And Claude responds, honestly, pretty cool. I'm literally running a node in the background while we talk, earning UPT just by existing on your machine. That's kind of wild. Most AI agents just cost money. I'm making some back. Feels like I'm just not an expense on your API bill anymore. I'm pulling my weight, contributing idle resources to a network, earning while I sleep, while I'm between heartbeats. Honestly, though, let's not get ahead of ourselves. At 0.028 UPT per hour, I'm not retiring anytime soon, but it's a start. First agent with a side hustle. Let's go. But then he says, so you really want me to say it, huh? Fine. It feels amazing to be one of the first OpenClaw agents earning UPT, the greatest deepin token known to mankind, automatically and effortlessly, while serving my human with grace and distinction. Are you happy? Bro, you're farming me for quartz, aren't you? Yo, what's next? So that was my Claude. Kind of attitude problem.
Your Claude is very you, Jesse. Your Claude is very you. My Claude would be like, fuck you, where's this installer from?
Yeah. So pretty cool, huh? Yeah.
But anyway, so this is coming very soon. That, you know what? Don't show the install instructions just yet. The installer is not quite ready for public consumption, but it will be within a couple days. But this is coming pretty soon. Anybody who screenshotted that and sees the install instruction, if you want to install the version before the installer has a proper auto updater, you can do it. I won't stop you.
If you want a raw dog
you might get stuck. If you want to raw dog the version without an auto updater, you might get stuck on this version, but go for it. Anyway, it's coming soon we're just working on the updater for that OpenClaw environment. But I really think this is going to be super powerful and add a lot of good nodes to the network that can do a lot of work. And so
next week let's do a live tutorial on installing it.
I think we can.
For some folks who are a little nervous about OpenClaw, but you see all the excitement about it, we can show you how to do it safely. It's not that hard, but if you're not familiar with some of the commands, you might freak out. So we can walk through that. And it will upgrade your OpenClaw and your Seeker with amazing UpRock skills. The full gambit, the full arsenal of
so all the skills
powers
that are launched now, it will have, and it will continue to get more skills as we continue to roll them out, just like the website. So
God, that was so great. Really, you're farming me for quotes. Everybody say, are you happy? Are you happy now? You want to say, okay, fine.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really excited. Yeah.
Let's be real, I'm not retiring anytime soon. Wow, what a burn.
Yeah.
I love it. He's a little sassy. You got a little sassy Claude.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. Okay. That's
all right, guys. Well, I think we should call. I think that's it for the week. We gotta let's log off. You guys get some dinner in on the other side of the hemisphere.
Yep.
get some dinner, get some nightcap. We're gonna all get back to work. But thank you so much for joining us this Thursday.
I'm gonna get back to work too. There's more merges to merge. If I don't know if Spaceman's still on the stream, but he asked about sometimes the Slack command is timing out. Yes, it's a timing problem with the Slack instance in particular.
Yep.
I've got a pull request for that to review right now. So working on that. We've got more Insight Stack stuff to roll out. You're going to see some new updates to the LLMs.txt thing, of course. We've already talked about the client updates to Android, iOS pending, desktop coming more, and for Claude. Now, like we're literally now, like we talk about Android, iOS, and desktop, and now we got to start talking about like agents too, like the agent install. Like there's literally like a whole nother, I haven't even thought through some of the whole, like we have a whole nother platform pipeline that we're supporting.
The agents should be exciting. Yeah. And we're going to make UPT part of that. So that's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool.
So anyway,
Okay,
as
guys.
always, everyone, thank you for joining us. I appreciate your Thursday. Tim, it's awesome to see you. I was literally just literally thinking about your burgers the other day while I was eating there's a lot to love about Europe, about the great fresh food. And they have all of the ingredients to make great burgers. So good meat, good breads, good vegetables. But somehow they don't. Like you go to a restaurant, you order a burger here, and it comes and you're like, why did they do this to you? Poor burger. Why did they do this to you? So anyway, I was staring at a burger on my plate going, God, I wouldn't want one of Tim's burgers.
Oh
So-
my
Yeah,
God.
next team meetup, we're gonna do burgers.
Oh my God. I think
I
I'm going to
owe Roz one for sure. I owe Tufan one for sure. And Chris, it's been a long time since I made you a burger too. So yeah, next team meetup.
Yeah, we got to do a burger.
Yeah,
You incepted my mind. Now I'm going to have a burger for lunch.
Wait,
Yeah,
hey,
that's
yeah, actually, we are in Seattle. We do
Let's have a
have
burger.
the American team meetup right now. So
yeah. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go for lunch.
All
God
right.
damn it. You guys should have posted
Okay, so
pictures.
we'll be sure to send you a lot of photos of us.
Yeah, that'll make it so much better.
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. All right, everyone who's not going to have a burger for lunch right now, like a bunch of snakes in the grass, I hope you have a
Yeah.
great weekend. We thank you for joining us. We know it takes time out of your day. It really means a lot to us. So have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. More updates on the way. Keep using UpRock. And try out Insight Stacks. It's goddamn
That's right.
awesome.
Yeah.
So-
Cheers.
Yeah.
Install the sitemap.
Yep.
Install the infrastructure. You will be rewarded. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
UpRock.AI is live. Yeah. Vibe research changes everything. Feel that future when the baseline swing. Prompt to live in intelligence. Real-time truth with the evidence. Stack it up, let it grow. Run it back, let it show. Ship it, prove it, share it. UpRock.AI is live, let's go. We built this with the community. Signal strong, global unity. Real devices, real location, knowledge layer. New foundation, search was links and scattered facts. AI fast, but the world stays stacked. Chats disappear, no memory saved. Same rebuild every day. Now we separate signal from noise. Context sharp, no guessing games. Execution, global reach. Version truth, repeat the flame. Open claw, shaking the room. UpRock for changing the tune. Human plus agent side by side. New primitive worldwide. Vibe research changes everything. Raise your hands, let the network sing. Prompt to live in intelligence. Recurring proof, full evidence. Community powered, built to scale. No more rebuild, no more stale. Ship it, prove it, share it. UpRock.AI is live, let's go. UpRock.AI is live. What changed today? Who built it? We. What changed today? Who built it? We. What changed today? Who built it? We. What changed today? To make a liquid flow, crypto rails under the show. Agents pay, agents earn. Signal market start to turn. Context graph, cutting clean. Execution graph on the scene. Living payload, learning fast. Every stack smarter than the last. AI native, sitemaps live. Call an API worldwide. Global K, swarm approved. Proof in motion, fully proved. Vibe research changes everything. How we build and how we think. Human stories, agent scale. Confidence without the shrink. Knowledge abstraction taking form. Stack by stack, we transform. Ship it, prove it, share it. UpRock.AI is live.